lovely ending of the day here at Empty Mountain. And I've just walked through the woods. Our cabin is down that away. And I'm heading up to the border of our acreage, which lines back here to the west and empties into a bunch of lovely national forest. So in the back of our property we butt up against national forest. And you can see the start of the ribboning that's been done to signify the boundary of our property. And just this past winter, and still actively, there's a new logging project happening up here, so all this is new. So this is the ending of our property, the start of the national forest, and the logging operation has come right to our sort of doorstep here on the property. And it's a bittersweet situation. BT means bearing tree, so this helps folks get their bearings and know where the boundaries are. And so, gosh, this just used to be thick trees here, and so this is all new, all this opening. And this cut is to help with fire prevention. So not much has been done in this particular neck of the woods for a while in regards to potential wildfire mitigation. So this is part of that. And so, you know, on one hand, super understand and also really appreciate that these efforts are being made to help keep our house and our home and our neighbors safer. And you know, forests need to be managed. I know enough to know that. I know very little outside of that about what it all takes, and I just appreciate all the workers up here doing this work. And gosh, it's just hard to see. It's hard to see all these trees taken down. Just big, lovely, beautiful trees. And then just kind of like this, the aftermath of the carnage is pretty startling and just kind of shocking a little bit, just because we went from, you know, such a thick forest to just something very different. So I'm just kind of walking on all the debris right now. I'm gonna go up here. They still got, I haven't heard the machines up here in a while. So I don't know if they still have machines up here. But last time we were up here, there were still big machines and a really big pile of logs they hadn't hauled out yet. So they just really parked this out, which, you know, is also kind of nice. You know, we can get up here a lot quicker. There's some trails that we have a lot easier access to, and like this meadow, you know, this opening is in its own right really lovely. And you know, so it's both things. Hard to see and also you know, opens up other opportunities and creates more safety. Oh, it looks like they might have pulled out the machines. But it's just, I mean, I'll be interested to see what kind of cleanup they do up here. Like, I'm kind of hoping this isn't the final end of it. But I also trust they have their processes and, you know, as I mentioned, I don't really know anything about these things, about all of what goes into this kind of project and the aftermath of it. So usually when we've walked up here, we've walked sort of around and up. There's a Forest Service old road, old logging road trail that we usually use. But now this is just way easier to access from our land. But these views are all new. They're lovely. These mountain views here and this big just open area is just all new. This all just used to be thick as the dickens. So they have a huge brush pile up here, a burn pile, and from what I understand is there's a good chance they'll wait at least a year to light it so that it can dry out first. Now, the thing about all of this debris and this huge pile will go up to, I mean, there's just some really usable wood up here. There's a lot of wood that they couldn't use and wasn't big enough to put on the trucks, and so there's just a lot of stuff we could make use of for things, and we're not quite sure the appropriateness or legalities of that. I was thinking we could maybe call someone from our local ranger station and inquire about it more and see what might be possible for us to come up here and take out some of this wood. And it looks like they do have some of the machines still up here. Again, super grateful for the people out here working, helping to take care of our local woods. Our fire season here in Montana is often pretty fierce, and some years is quite long and have a lot of smoky days, and now that we live in the woods, we are much more acutely aware of such things as fire and wildfires, and we're just right here nestled in the woods. So definitely a different relationship with it, with fire, than we used to have living in town. Look at that. I mean, man, this is just like industrial beauty. I think it's amazing. The teeth on that thing. It's gnarly. I mean, these machines are, these are marvels of ingenuity. I mean, they're just, it's just a beast. really something. Let's see, I just put my hand on here for some perspective. Just she's a big one. Oh yeah, so they still have quite a lot of their logs up here that they will truck out of here. I don't know, some days they're up here working and then like we can go days and sometimes like a full week without hearing any activity or having any logging trucks go by our cabin, which is how they access it up here. So they go right by our cabin. I mean, look at this. This wood is just yeah, there's just wood everywhere. And they're not going to take out this stuff. You know, they're looking for very specific straight lengths, thicknesses of logs, and so I imagine a lot of this is waste. That's definitely a bitter part of this bittersweet situation. It's just like all this carnage. I mean, and if nothing else, I mean, this would just be firewood for us for years. We have a small cabin, it doesn't take much. But this brush pile, this burn pile is substantial. Nicole recently ordered, that's me, talking about myself in the third person. Nicole recently finally ordered a tripod for the camera, but it hasn't arrived yet, so she's getting creative in the field right now. A piece of bark and a piece of wood, which is easy to come by, so that I can give you some perspective on the size of this hill. Tell you, it smells really good when you get up close into that brush pile. Oh my gosh, the scent of pine and the sap, the wood, it smells amazing. Really nice. But you can see some of these wood, you know, some of these logs are just, I mean, they're good sized logs, just hanging out in what seems to be the burn pile. And like, look at that one. That's humongous. I don't understand. I mean, you know, like that's, what is she doing in here? Like, I mean, part of me is hoping this isn't a burn pile, but I'm not sure what else it would be. And they'll actually do something else with it, but. So this pile used to be quite high. So they've trucked a lot out of here. Look at that thing. I mean, again, it's just industrial beauty. The stuff that people can build and make and fashion, and it's pretty incredible. Like, humans are amazing. That's part of what I get from this. Humans are amazing. Look at that beefy chain. That thing's awesome. Pile over there. I mean, just, so they went up this hill here. So here's the old logging road. Here's the trail that we would walk on. And so, like, if you wrap around this road, it's gated. It's always gated. It's never open. So, I mean, obviously they have access, but, and then this way just, this kind of just ends on private land of some neighbors of ours. So there's no access, at least to the public this way either, because it's through private land. But we like to walk on this trail a lot, and we can do a big loop from our cabin and up here and around, and it's a really nice woods walk loop. These machines are just beasts. And they're super cool. Look at that thing. Oh, it's just like a big metal sculpture as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's a tool, of course. A useful one. But it's also just, it's a work of art, you know, like, yeah. Well, here's all these beautiful logs. But this is what it takes also, you know, to get like wood for lumber, paper. I mean, it comes from somewhere. This is where it comes from. There's part of me, a big part of me that just really appreciates seeing this up close, you know, to just give me a greater sense of what it takes, where stuff comes from, and just like get more connected to sort of the chain of things. Like wood doesn't just magically create itself, right? It comes from somewhere. This is what it looks like. This is what it takes. So this machine over here I find especially interesting, because it kind of looks like it's just been living there for a long, long time. It's like all the trees are like up around it. But this is new. This was not here pre-winter. And I guess they just rolled it in there, and just the trees just popped back up after it rolled over them, I guess. I mean, this is an interesting place for it. You know, but look at that thing. I mean, I think it's so cool. Like what she's doing in there, I don't know, but I reckon they have reasons. They're like, here, this is where we're just gonna park this for a little bit. Looks like they've got this is new, this is a burn barrel, I guess. Oh, maybe just a trash barrel. Let's hope they're not burning stuff in there, because that's just full of like plastic and oil stuffs. So I trust that they will come and clean that up for sure. But so this is a new happening nearby to us, and yeah, I had read about this project starting in our local newspaper last year, and I knew it would be in our neck of the woods also, but just not how close. And gosh, it's real close. It's just right up next to our property. And like a long while back, I posted a video walking up to that boundary, and I was complaining about all the ribbons that they put on all the trees. Like, they just kept marking it. More ribbons and more spray paint, and I was just like, what's going on? This doesn't seem necessary. Like, everything's already marked. But then after this, Mike was pondering that, you know, maybe they did that just to be really clear about what trees not to cut, you know, like where to stop the cut. You know, when they're operating their big machines and taking trees down, you know, those ribbons and all of the markings, you know, really give them a, hey, stop cutting here. So now instead of complaining about that, I'm like, oh, thank goodness they did that. So they didn't take more trees than they needed to, and also that they didn't, you know, start coming onto our property because it's just right up against it. So so PSA, it's April now. The snow has receded, which means now for a short period of time, it's a particularly high active time for ticks. We don't have deer ticks here, but we do have wood ticks. And wood ticks are not known to carry Lyme disease, but they carry other tick-borne illnesses. So I have my tick armor on. That's what we call it, our tick armor. Both Mike and I have our tick armor. And what that means is we treat a pair of outdoor clothing with permethrin, which is a, you know, repellent for ticks. So I've got my tick armor on. I've got, you know, my socks up over my pants. I have my long hair in this hat. You know, because if you have long hair, if you've ever known anyone with long hair, you can imagine what it takes to look for ticks in a bunch of hair. It's not a good time. So she tries to keep this covered up when she goes on walkabouts. And just particularly for like a month or two, maybe 2 months, is when we're particularly like armored up against ticks, you know, because then they die way back. They're still around, but they're just not as active, you know, once summer comes on. So this is kind of their time to shine right now here. So got our tick armor on. And really I should have my bear spray with me too. I need to get back in the habit of carrying the bear spray with me when I go on walkabouts. Just a good idea. We do have black bears in this area. Grizzly bears could be a thing, but I've not heard about grizzly bears particularly active at all in this area. So, black bears aren't really much to be too concerned about, but it's good to have the spray just in case. So I'm walking back to Empty Mountain now. Realizing this is kind of a long video, so if you're still watching, thanks for hanging in. You know, really we just do these videos to bring people along with us and to share what we're doing, and you know, we're not we're way amateur at this, at what we're doing, how we're living, and how we're filming. I'm just using this old, like it's a 12-year-old digital camera for filming, and not really invested at all into getting likes or subscribes or anything like that. So it's kind of nice. It takes out any of the potential stress or concern. It's just a fun thing to do. So thanks for doing a walkabout with me here at Empty Mountain today. It was like 68 degrees here today, which is a little bit unseasonably warm for us here this time of year. But it's supposed to drop down back to sort of our normal temps this coming weekend, and maybe we'll even see some snow. So thanks for following along. We are currently working on a montage video that maybe we'll get to post next week of the current build project we've been working on the last week or so, finishing up the interior of our cabin. So stay tuned for that.